the thing I'd love to chat on is YouTube, um, and specifically how to understand the YouTube algorithm to build a YouTube channel. Uh, YouTube, I think, is the biggest opportunity online right now, which is a weird thing to say because it's been around for a long time, but it's just the most untapped channel out of all of the channels that I operate in. And I think there's a lot of opportunity to build these niche audiences on YouTube specifically. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it elsewhere also. Like we use that as part of our strategy, but I think YouTube, for someone that's new, is like the best opportunity right now. The reason being because there's, it's essentially the second largest search engine out there, but no one thinks about it that way. People think about YouTube and they think about, Logan Paul or like YouTube stars that do crazy things or people that vlog and it's based on personality. And there is definitely a personality component, but that doesn't mean you can't take your personality and talk about mattresses, or whatever you want to talk about. Plants, I think, is just an amazing opportunity on YouTube specifically. So if I were someone new starting out, here's how I would approach it. Is one, download an extension called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension. And so that lets you see search information, both on Google, but on YouTube as well. So if you type in, best plants for the bedroom, it'll show you how many people a month are searching that. Don't take it as exact numbers, but it's definitely something you can use as a trend. And so with that, you can Google or YouTube a bunch of different things and see, hey, what is the actual demand for this specific content? It'll also provide you suggestions where it's like, oh, you're looking for this. Well, here's 20 things that look pretty similar that might have a lot of search, like very, very similar. So if in plants, you can just go down this rabbit hole. I've done it a few times late into the night where I have 1,000 plant terms and all of them have 30,000 searches a month and no one's made the videos. And I'm like, someone has to make these videos, but it hasn't been me just. So that's the place to start, is just start thinking about these areas and on YouTube and start searching around in YouTube with that extension and see what the search is. And you'll start getting a sense of what's a lot of search, what's not a lot of search, where can I really build a channel? And so that takes care of the first pillar, which I said, which is like demand or interest.
Is there kind of a magic number that you're looking for?
What I love to see is like a general search that's like 50 to 100,000 a month. And then a bunch of little searches around that are like, we'll call it more than 1,000 a month. So you can make either one big video that tackles all those or a bunch of smaller videos or whatever. Kind of depends exactly on the implementation, but that's generally what I like to see for like a topic or a subtopic. So once you've identified that area, and I think broadly, like one of my buddies started a boot review site and he's got 20,000 subscribers following this exact methodology. It's like boots, men's boots, and he's got 20,000 subscribers. It's a year old, and he's doing great. Releases one video a week, so it's a lot of work, but it's also pretty specific thing, men's boots, and like even a subsector of men's boots, and he's got a lot of subscribers like that. So there's anything you might be interested in, or at least even if you're just willing to investigate. That's kind of my idea. Like, oh, it'd be fun to learn more about this, and then you review all the products, or you analyze all this stuff, or do different stuff. Think about it specifically, use the keyword tool, and identify your interest. So at that point, you have your interest, and you want to outline your video structure and release regularly. So regularly can mean once a week, once every 2 weeks, once every couple days, whatever it means, but try to do something regular and think about it as a year time span, where after a year, I want to hit a certain number of subscribers. In my mind, 10,000 subscribers is a great one for 1 year if you're like posting regularly. That's like a really good success rate. If you get like 7 after a year, whatever, it's obviously you're on the right track, right? But 10 is a good one to shoot for. And just keep releasing that content. And what's interesting about YouTube as well is generally it's a couple videos that really grow the channel. So um, say I have 20 of those videos I identified as opportunities, I release those over 3 months. Probably like 2 of those are going to be successful, like really, really successful, and the rest will do fine maybe. But you will ride the success of the channel based on just a few videos that go really, really nuts. And there's ways to improve the ratio of videos that goes nuts, which I'll talk about next. But so essentially, you're making all these videos, and if you're great at video, obviously you know what to do. I think the reason that YouTube is so underutilized is that people are intimidated by making videos or being on camera or whatever aspect of it there is. But these days, so many channels are built with somebody in their iPhone. Like, it's not tough to do. Figuring out the editing is not tough, or you can outsource it for relatively cheap if you want to do that. You want to make good quality, but it doesn't have to be a movie every time. It's more about you just being thoughtful with the content on camera. That's all you have to do to be successful on YouTube. It doesn't have to be cinematic. It doesn't have to be this amazing backdrop or, you know, the perfect this or that. It's just more about you continually to improve. And this was actually the biggest setback, the biggest talking point for me when I was first hiring video people, is they would want to make one like perfect video and they would spend all this time on it. I'd be like, no, you do need to make a perfect video, but I want it to be like the 50th one that you make, and you need to make a bunch of imperfect videos on the way to that perfect video. You can't just sit here and work on this one video over and over.
Exactly what creatives do not want to hear.
They hate it. They despise me for it, but it's what you have to do on YouTube, especially. And so just start making those videos, attacking those keywords as identified by keywords everywhere. And then my biggest value add for an advanced YouTuber, but I'll throw it into this beginner course as well, is that the algorithm of YouTube is 100% in my mind driven by 2 things: watch time and engagement on your videos. So watch time just meaning the total number of minutes that are watched on a video, and engagement meaning like likes and comments. And there's external, that's not 100% it, but that'll get you pretty much there. So what you want to do is make videos that are longer, because then you get more watch time. So, you know, the longest watch time on a 5-minute video is 5 minutes. The longest watch time on a 10-minute video is 10 minutes. So if you make a 10-minute video, you have a better chance of beating a 5-minute video just because yours is longer.
So it's not a percentage. It's not a ratio of the length of the video.
It's not a percentage. I think that's a common misconception. Now, if you make a 10-minute video and it's terrible and everyone watches 30 seconds of it, then the 5-minute video can beat you, obviously. So you want to make a 10-minute engaging video, but length is very, very important, just because the actual time on the platform watching your video is what really drives that engagement. So you'll see when we're going after a term, we always try to make videos that are longer than our competitors. And we try to make them more engaging during that period as well. We try to do both, but that's my one rule, is like, it has to be longer no matter what. And that's what's driven a lot of success for us as well. So when you're looking at those terms, you want to look at videos that look at, like, you know, Google or YouTube it and look at the top 5 results. And if there's a bunch of 2 and 3 minute videos and you make a killer 5-minute video, you're going to be the top video, 100%. You know, not like day one, but YouTube will keep moving you up until you're number 1 there. And so there's a lot of little steps in between, but if you can, you know, just keep publishing videos, keep making them better and making them longer and more engaging, you're going to hit that 10,000 subscriber mark, hopefully within a year. And then after you do that, I think you'll have a good sense of how to keep building the channel. That's the other important part. You know what your audience wants. Like, you should read the comments and see what they respond to, see what they like, see what they don't like. And by the way, just because they don't like it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it necessarily. You know, sometimes that really helps, a little controversy, but
Tay says haters going to hate, right?
He's going to hate. So that's fine. Yeah, our weightlifting channel, there's so much hate on it, but you know, they're watching, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like do something terrible. It's like they disagree on,
Sure.
you know, the squat depth or whether this deadlift style is actually a deadlift or, stuff like that. So.
So is this a monetization strategy within YouTube itself, or is this leading to monetizing this site through the utilization of video,
So
or a
you can
combination?
monetize YouTube directly through ads. It's not a great monetization opportunity. I like to think about it where YouTube, when it really gets going, you can like pay for your production costs with the YouTube ads, but the rest of it you need to monetize elsewhere. 10,000 is a good number where you can probably get someone to sponsor your video. Um, you can take that traffic and send it to other places like Amazon or to other affiliate spots. Um, or you can use that audience and like into something else like a website or a podcast or something else that's a little more easier to monetize. So that's the downside of YouTube, is the money doesn't flow as fast with the audience, but the audience is easier to get. And in our opinion, it translates very well into success on other platforms, really, really well.